Well, you may be thinking to yourself, what on earth could Stephen Rader and Ruth Bonnet possibly tell people about how to catch and keep a man? Nothing. That is the goddamn truth. You know, our average relationship lasts about 2 to 3 minutes, but this is the way that I see it. Dating is kind of like golf, okay? Stick with it. You know, in golf, when you hit a ball, it's called a stroke, right? So the person that, the person that has the least amount of strokes at the end of a golf game is considered the winner, right? Well, what about the person with the most strokes? Now, this person is considered the loser, but this person actually has more experience at stroking the ball. And no one really has more experience at stroking balls than Stephen Rader and Ruth Bonnet. On with the show. The first thing I think I've learned about dating men is that men have the attention spans of 2-year-olds. You know what I mean? It's getting me, isn't it? They're always looking for something new. Whenever they experience something, they've got to move on to something else. Men have to keep things fresh. When I was young and simple, I don't recall the date. I met a handsome captain of the guard. He visited my chambers one evening, very late, in tandem with a husky Saint Bernard. At first, I was astonished, and tears came to my eyes. But later, when I asked him to resume, he said to my surprise, "My dear, it isn't wise. Where love is concerned, one must freshen the bloom." Once, yes, once for a lark. Twice, though, loses the spark. One must never deny it, but after you try it, you vary the diet. Set my handsome young guard. Yes, I know that it's hard. Still, no matter how nice, I never do anything twice. I think about the Baron who came at my command. I'll wait. And proffered me a riding crop and chains. The evening that we shared was meticulously planned. He took the most extraordinary pains. He trembled with excitement. His cheeks were quite aglow. And afterwards he cried to me, "Encore!" He pleaded with me so to have another go. I murmured caressingly, "Whatever for?" Once, yes, once for a lark. Twice, though, loses the spark. Once, yes, once is delicious, but twice would be vicious or just repetitious. Someone's bound to be scarred. Yes, I know that it's hard. Still, me in a wimble and in veils. Thank you. We made a proposition, which I found rather sweet, and handed me a hammer and some nails. In time, we lay contented, and he began again by fingering the beads around our waists. I whispered to him then, we'll have to say amen, for I had developed more Catholic tastes. Once, yes, once for a lark, twice, though, loses the spark. As I said to the abbot, I'll get in the habit, but not in the habit